Hello YouTube, this is John from the Gray Man's Budget, and today we're going to talk about first aid kits and what I carry in my pocket at all times. For the last 15 years I've been carrying something like this. This is just a plastic first aid kit. Sticker got worn off. For the last 15 years it's gone through a lot of abuse. Got a hole here that's kind of ripped. That's just from sitting on it. I keep this in my back pocket. Rips open here, rips open here. Some of my stuff actually fall out and got stuck with it. I'll show you what I keep in my kit. I was hunting down for first aid kits, and I really wanted a tin or a plastic one, preferably a tin, so that way it didn't break. Amazon would have something similar to this, and other stores would have something similar to this. It's plastic, it's thick case. You see how thin this is? Versus this, yeah. So I was looking for something thin and wide, and this did not meet the expectations. It does come with a lot of stuff. You could find kits for a couple bucks on Amazon or a couple bucks at your local store, but they're not really everyday carry worthy. And I carried this plastic sheet for 15 years every day. I would add stuff to it, take stuff out, based on the needs and just the stuff that I would carry with me. Now, very important, this is everyday carry stuff. If I was going backcapping or whatnot, I would carry this, but I would also carry something else for first aid, given the situation that I'm in. Now, everyday carry is just something that I would carry with me at every day, just so I know that I have it at any times, in any situations. Always be prepared, right? So, this kit here, can't carry it every day, it's too thick. So that's gone. This is what I carried for 15 years, a little over 15 years, every day in my pocket. It's gone through a lot of abuse. Went shopping this weekend like I always do. They had a lot of back to school sales, and they actually had a number 8 tin from Crayola. And they make crayons. This is an 8 crayon tin. It had a little packet of tins in it, packet of crayons, sorry, and it's nice and has a nice good coating on the inside to prevent rusting. It's super thin, thinner than what I did have, but not by much. And downside is that it does lose a little bit of space on the inside. Not that much worried about it, because I never really filled this up to the brim after it broke, and I've also never really used everything in it that I carried to a point that I needed to get another kit. I've always needed like one-offs here and there, and then I would go home, and at that point I could fill it up again or check it and put what I needed into it. But you can see it's pretty much roomy. There's a lot of stuff in it. A lot of stuff you can put in it. I'm going to show you what I do, and everyone's going to be a little bit different. But this is the tin I use every day and carry, and this is like a life hack for your everyday carry first aid needs. So off the two, I got to go with the metal tin. It does weigh a little bit more than the plastic. However, the cost is significant. Reduction there, because this first aid kit, I believe it was originally like a golf first aid kit that you would throw in your golf bag or your back pocket as you went golfing, just in case if you got like sores or anything from hitting the club and whatnot. So, and it just kind of grew into my everyday carry thing from the golf club, and I don't want to go out and buy another one of these, because these are quite expensive, and also it's not tin, and the plastic and all that stuff was falling out. This is a lot better. We're going to see how this works. This is actually my backup one. This is what I carry with me every day now. So I kept a lot of the stuff that I had in the plastic one and just moved it over. Really didn't add anything new to it. But let me open it up so I'll show you what I carry. First, I got a Ranger band around it to keep it nice and snug so it doesn't accidentally open. I carry a bag with me. This is just a regular shopping bag. I fold it in on itself and then put it in the grooves where the handles are, so that way it doesn't accidentally open up and you don't have it flapping around. They go down pretty small and whatnot, so easy. For the Ranger band, I make sure it's nice and thick, so that way if I need smaller bands for whatnot, I would cut little slivers off and then wrap it around. And just in case if I need extra small bands, and also this is a great tinder as well, but Ranger band is obviously a must too. So we'll just kind of put that right there. For the kit itself, it doesn't really open up that much because it's not really full, which is good because you don't want to really overfill this, otherwise packs start breaking on the inside. So on the inside I have a champ pad. This is a great little pad to have if you need to clean anything. It doesn't use alcohol, but it might as well be alcohol. You don't want to use it for any antiseptic or anything like that. This is just a cleaning pad to clean, not a wound or an infection area or anything like that, to clean like mechanical things. This is just a lens cleaning pad. I don't wear glasses, but you use them on your cell phone, wipe the fingerprints off your cell phone, off a tablet. If you wear any eye protection, you got to keep those clean, so I wear that. See if I cover this up somewhat, but I carry some doTERRA Deep Blue. This is just a sample pack with me at all times. I hand this out to people that have sore muscles, or if I have sore muscle, or just strain or whatnot, I would carry this with me. So we'll just kind of put that over there on the side there. So first aid pack, first thing you think about is Band-Aids, and we got Band-Aids. I carry 5 Band-Aids, just regular size Band-Aids. I got a couple big ones here and 2 regular size ones. Now, it's good to have standard Band-Aids just in case you have it, and I also have 2 just in case you need it. And then I have 2 big ones. Sometimes I carry 3. Really depends on what I have, but I like to carry at least 2 Band-Aids of each 2 sizes of each Band-Aid. The big Band-Aid you can cut up to whatever you need. Like if you need a knuckle Band-Aid, you can cut this up into a knuckle Band-Aid. You can do whatever you want. So Band-Aids, obviously. And then we got Sting Bite Pad, simply because you never know when you may get stinged or somebody else may get stinged, and they feel like they're in a lot of pain and they need something right away. So you just hand them this and instructions on the back on how to use it, so it's pretty easy. A towelette, this is just to clean your hands and sanitize. It has chloride, so you would use it to disinfect your hands while you're working on certain things or disinfecting areas. So it's definitely something that you want in a first aid kit. And then triple antibiotic ointment. Sometimes I carry this, sometimes I don't. These tend to open because there's a lot of air in it, just like in the doTERRA pad. But the doTERRA Deep Blue pad has a lot of air, but it's actually not air. It's just lotion. But this has a lot of air in it, so I would. You don't want to poke a hole in it, obviously, but you'll just be like wary of this breaking and opening up. Let's see what else. We get into kind of like not really a first aid kit, but just something that you would want to keep with you at all times. So here's some aqua tabs. They disinfect water. Make sure the water gets filtered as best as you can. And then if you have water, like if you drink it from a water fountain, a bugler, whatever you want to call it, and you worry about that water, this one tab does a liter. So you put a tab in a liter bottle, shake it up, and then just leave it there for 30 minutes, and it's all good to go and drink. It will leave a little chlorine taste in it, but it really doesn't affect me that much. It tastes okay. Actually helps. I think it actually makes my teeth a little bit whiter too. But I got 4 of them. Each tab does a liter, and that's just in case if I worry about the water I'm drinking or or just want to be a little bit cautious. Speaking about caution, the other two tabs I keep in here is an anti-diuretic tab. You never know when you're out eating lunch or what have you. You could be out walking and you get into hiker's diarrhea or something like that. So an anti-diuretic is what I carry with me. I carry at least two, because you never know. One may be good for a couple hours, but you may be out there for a little bit longer. You get another one, or you're with somebody and they have stomach cramps or something like that, and you may want to give them an antidiuretic. And I also carry these in my car too, just in case. I also carry safety pins. Safety pins are like a must-have for multitude of situations. There's so many different things you could use safety pins for, so I just make sure I carry some nice big safety pins. You don't want the small ones with you, because the small ones, they end up having problems. You can also use them to help break blisters or whatnot. Speaking about breaking blisters, I carry at least 3 sizes of needles with me, depending on what I'm stitching up. I like to have at least 3. And the thin one, here we go. It could be bent into a hook if I need to, because it's not that strong. It's nice and flexible. So that's just a nice needle to have with me at all times. And the other ones are nice, good for a multitude of things. Mainly stitching, right? I carry some wax twine with me. The wax twine, it can be used as a many different things, but I would use them to stitch canvas or make something real quick. If I need some tinder, I can also break off a piece, ripple it up with my fingers, and use it as a tinder. You can also use it as a wick for whatever you need. Like if you happen to find some wax but you need something to light it, you can use this as a wick. So many different things on that. And then we got regular line here, just regular sewing line. I make sure that it's extra strength, the strongest line I could find, simply because, or strongest thread, simply because if I get into a situation where I need to stitch something up, I'm going to make sure that that thread is going to be really strong and real tough, and my stitching won't come undone until I get home onto a sewing machine, or maybe just stitch it and leave it for a long period of time, like if I need to stitch a button on or something. So I would take that, and I use a plastic bobbit, because if I use a metal one, they tend to bend, break, warp. Plastic, for some reason, does not bend or warp in your pocket as easily. And I would just take the, there we go, I just take the wax twine, wrap it around, and then I would stick the needles in to lock it in, but also so the needles don't poke me when I go rumming through my kit late at night or in the dark, because I've been stuck a couple times. So make sure that the smallest needle is in between the 2 big needles, because I got stuck a couple times with that thing. It doesn't hurt that much, but it just, it's an annoyance, and that's the way I leave it in my kit. Along with the kit, you've probably been eyeing this big, huge purple thing. This is just a tick key. Always keep it in handy. I've yet to use this to remove a tick, but I've used this for multitudes of things, because this is a very thick piece of metal. It is sharp on the inside, so there's so many different things, so many different uses you would use this for. Highly recommend that you invest into a tick key, especially if you go out hiking a lot. I have a ferrocerium rod and a striker, which is also a razor blade, and use that to clean up stuff, do a lot of other things. But just to have these 2 things handy, just in case if I need to start a fire, or I need some sparks for something, for some reason, for some god-awful reason, you never know. But just having something in your kit and your everyday carry is probably one of the most important things in the world, right? Another thing you want to carry with you, there's another needle. So I got 4 needles, not 3, 4, different size. And then I also carry a pen. This is just a refill pen. and I could write with it. I make sure that it's red, so it's bright, something to write with. So like if I make myself a tourniquet in the middle of the field for whatever reason, I can actually write on what time I put it on there, seek help, and then they see the time on it, or whatever have you. I normally also carry other pens with me and a marker, but just in case, I always have a pen in my kit. You never know when that may come in handy. So this is what I carry in my kit. What would you put in your tin? Leave the comments below. Sorry for the long video. Be safe.